Is ETH starting to outperform Bitcoin? And is Solana starting to outperform ETH? In this video, we're going to have a look at how to take the maximum bets on your positions. I'm going to share with you in this video so many useful tools and charts that will make you wonder how you couldn't make money in this market with me. So welcome back to the Crypto Bliss community. And once again, thank you very much for being here with me. I can clearly see that you do love the videos here, beautiful souls. Let's move on to what is beginning and why it is beginning. This is one of the most critical times I'm going to share with you. And this may be one of the last opportunities that you may catch in the next few days before we start to see the craziest crypto altcoin season and cycle. And truth be told, on the 17th, which is about, call it 20 days away, we have the Federal Reserve possibly considering some interest rate cut decisions, and that's going to change our lives. So make sure you're subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community and hit that notification bell so that you know when I pump out content like this for you. I am pushing to get you content here at this point. So make some noise for the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and let's get right into it. Starting off with how Bitcoin has reached 2% of all global money. Now, the thing about Bitcoin is that when you use your fiat to buy Bitcoin, you're not buying Bitcoin. You're selling your fiat and you're obtaining Bitcoin, the strongest, most powerful asset on this planet, gobbling up everything here right now. And as you can see, the US dollar, the Chinese yuan, the euro, the Japanese yen, others, gold, wow. I mean, come now. You seriously cannot be telling me that gold and Bitcoin aren't going to rule over these others here, because gold is pretty much outperforming the rest, right? As well, most of them. It's outperforming the US dollar, and it's coming up hard against the yuan. You know, this is very interesting here, and I'm going to show you one of my charts in a short moment. I just want to hit you with some of the news first. I like to just spend a bit of time on the charts with you. I think you know that already, being here on the Crypto Bliss community. So Bitcoin dominance. This is when we have altcoin season, when Bitcoin drops, dominance drops, and then we have a Bitcoin peak down here, okay? And then all of a sudden, we have this upswing of Bitcoin dominance because people start to actually purchase Bitcoin again and rotate out of altcoins back into Bitcoin. But that usually signals the top or the peak of Bitcoin, which means that pretty much all altcoins, etc., come into the end of the cycle. Now, same thing as you can see happened here. We've hit this resistance level multiple times, as I've shown you on my chart previously. As you can see here, that we have hit multiple time frames here on the down sloping trend. Now, isn't this so beautiful? Actually, this line we could possibly pull up there, yeah, because that was the peak, right? The pico. Isn't that very interesting? Yes. How absolutely magnificent. I'll pull it to that level. Look at that. Same like that, as you can see. So shout out to the mags as well for the chart. I really love the chart. And as you can see here, we had Bitcoin peak, boom. Bitcoin peak, boom. Are we coming up? Are we coming up? Right now, altcoin season. Look at what Mags is pointing out here at altcoin season. Is only when Bitcoin really starts to pump out its hardest end towards the end of the cycle. And if these are weekly, I believe, no, these are monthly candles, we really have 3 to 4 months. And here again, 3 to 4 months of peak altcoin season. Really, guys, altcoin season is going to be very short-lived. So right now, we have not yet started altcoin season, but we are certainly coming into it. And you know, Bitcoin hasn't started its next rally. Once it does start its next rally, we're going to see an epic move to the upside here. And I hope that you are positioned. And if you are not, then use my Bybit link down in the description of this video below. And I will certainly show you how to use that $30,000 bonus for trading with me. I'll update you on my trades shortly. When we look at Ethereum, okay, is Ethereum going to 15,650? I believe you and me have had multiple hunt outs on our Ethereum charts here. Let's zoom out a little bit. And as you can see, Ethereum on the previous peak came up to the 3.618, which was that 4,900 level. If we were to do the same thing, that would take Ethereum up to around $15,185 this cycle. Now, could we do that? I mean, even if we only got to the 2.618, right, this cycle, for whatever reason. And I'm going to show you why I possibly think we could only hit this level for Ethereum. Give me some time and I'll show you in a moment. So Ethereum, as you can see here, I reckon this is probably the level here. Okay, and I would say that would be this cycle. Next cycle, my friends, I think Ethereum will be absolutely pumping beyond these levels here, and I probably believe we could see like a $35,000, $40,000 Ethereum. However, right now, what I do want to say to you is that on this journey, you can see here that 11,236 is the 2.618 is probably a decent level out. And honestly, that gives us from where we currently are to there a estimated 145%. I mean, we have pumped quite a lot already, right? We have pumped at least 300% here. So if we were to do that, we'd go up to 700%. So 7x on Ethereum, pretty much this cycle, right? What do you think of that, my friends? That's pretty darn decent is what I would say. Now, if we were to hit the 15K for whatever reason, that would be a 10x on Ethereum. I think that would be very interesting. I don't see Ethereum at a $5 trillion market cap this cycle. I see it maybe at a 1.8 to $2 trillion, which probably puts it around this 9 to 11,000 level, okay? At the worst case, we should see Ethereum at the 1.618, which is about 7,300, right? Would you agree? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about Ethereum. So one more shout out to Mags for the chart, because I mean, really, we could absolutely get up to that. We could. It's not impossible is what I'm saying to you. Now, this here would be a reasonable level, and a pullback down to this level will be very likely, which will become the bear market of next cycle, right? Which actually the bear market of next cycle puts Ethereum probably at like $3,000 to $4,000. Okay, so even if you had to take a piece of Ethereum today at $3,000 to $4,000, it's only $4,500 today. I mean, so why not, my friends? Why not? That's what I'm saying to you. Now, next, as you can see here, the Bitcoin bull run definitely is beginning. There's 2020 and 2021. You can see here, boom, 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 boom. We had a breakout over here, a retest, and then this massive rally up. A breakout, a retest, massive rally up takes us to 320K on this chart, according to a OBTC analyst. And honestly, my target has always been 300K. I think I might be a couple months earlier than what I believe we would hit this target. Now, obviously refreshing myself on all of the data, right? That's what happens in trading and investing. You need to be like up to date. You need to keep yourself fresh. And so really, I do believe Bitcoin is ready for the next rally. And yeah, taxi. Okay, my friends. So you can see here, look at where we're at. Bull run, mega bull run. Okay, breakout, 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 mega bull run, massive bull run here. We're breaking out here right now. We're literally on the bull run. I mean, here already AO puts it at 500K, so the charts are a little bit different every time. But hey guys, 300 to 500, maybe even 750,000 in some wild instances, because the market could be an extended market. Not impossible, right? Last of all, I do want to show you that the others chart is absolutely going crazy now. This is going to be the biggest altcoin season cycle without a doubt, and I'm going to say that with conviction because of even the US president making meme coins, celebrities making meme coins, degens making meme coins, 15-year-olds in their basements making meme coins, all kinds of rubbish horse. Things are going to happen. I hope you are positioned very nicely in some of the best meme coins, okay, the top meme coins of each layer 1 and layer 2, not the shite coins, okay, really. If you want to hear more meme coins, my next meme coin list, let me know down below. Or if you want to hear how to do a $1,000, $5,000, and $10,000 portfolio for this cycle to make massive gains and returns on your portfolios, let me know which one you would like in the comments below. For now, you can see here, really, look at the breakout. We had this pump, we had a massive pullback, that was COVID, right? Boom! Okay, so we were stifled. This rally was stifled by COVID, just by the way. They had to do it. They had no other choice but to pull a black swan event. They had to keep this boat down as much as possible. So that was the black swan of COVID. And that was, honestly, that was also a black swan of FTX. Really, it was. And, you know, all I can say to you, and I'm just saying those are the moments that we can see. But this here, really, I believe we're going to just absolutely pump. And just this little pump here is going to make you so filthy rich, you won't even know what to do with your money. Let alone waiting, taking some profits here, wait for your pullback, re-enter. My friends, do you know how wealthy and the biggest wealth transfer in all of history is about to happen right in front of your very eyes? And if you're not positioned here with me on the Crypto Bliss community, man, oh man, you are not going to become financially free. So make sure to subscribe to the Crypto Bliss community, and thank you for being here with me. Now, let's go and have a look at Bitcoin. On the daily time frame, you can see the Bollinger Bands. We are somewhat open, but like just very much squeezing quite tightly here. We have the descending, broadening the wedge here, which we're kind of bottoming out here, as you can see, because of the horizontal, super horizontal support here. And if I zoom into the candles, this is a hard sellout and then a massive buyout. A hard sellout and a massive buyout. Now, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see here that these two candles are somewhat the same, right? However, the difference between the two of those and being a double bottom, technically, have a look at where we're at on the stochastic on the 4-hour, the MACD on the 4-hour. Then pull it and relate it back to the daily time frame. I'd like to say to you, on the daily time frame, we are looking due for a massive pump here. Now have a look at what I have drawn for you in this instance, right? I showed you stochastic, MACD, price, price. Have a look at where we're at. Have a look at the downsloping support level that we are working on here. We are getting ready to absolutely launch. The same thing is somewhat unfolding with Ethereum. Now, I think Bitcoin needs to pump first, which is possibly why on the Bitcoin dominance on the weekly time frame, we look like we could just pull back a little bit up to this upward sloping bottom area here, because we're on a bit of horizontal support right there, right now. I would not say that we would go all the way back up here. I think that could be a little bit extreme, but if that does happen, sure, man. Stronger position to add more liquidity to your altcoin bags and to make massive gains. Yes, it would make altcoins sluggish and you'd probably try and pull your hair out. But my friends, when I show you the following charts, okay, have a look at this. This is the total crypto market cap. The total crypto market cap is doing the same thing, right? Boom, boom. And creating higher highs and higher lows. Look at that upward sloping channel. Now you're probably wondering what that line is. That line is there because that's a bull flag. So we haven't even hit the target. The target is up here at $4.5 trillion. Now, ETH dominance, okay, this is something to just take note of. I did say to you at the 6.618, boom, at that area, we've got a hard resistance here, my friends. Yes, we got a little pit stop here. I think Ethereum, once Bitcoin pumps, Ethereum will pump a little bit, and Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin in the pump, in the next pump. Still, it will do so. It has been doing so. It's a V-shaped recovery. I would not be surprised if we broke out and somewhat came up to this 18% level. I have said that. The very least, it's coming up here. Look at that downsloping resistance. If it had to pull up and get through this area one time, I presume it will have a very hard pullback. And then we probably have a massive pull down here, which means that then that would be the position to take profits on Ethereum and sell them into altcoins, my friend, and make massive gains with your altcoins back into Ethereum, back into, I'm going to be showing you Solana in a moment, and back into Bitcoin. Now, this is the ETH BTC chart, right? So ETH BTC is still doing the same thing. That's why I presume ETH will still continue to outperform Bitcoin up until that same level. From there, my friends, we'll analyze the charts in a couple weeks' time whenever it hits that level, right? We just can only go day by day and week by week. The total 3, however, is showing very strong bullish signs with an ascending triangle pattern, knocking 1, 2, 3 times on this door here, getting ready to make a massive breakout. This is altcoins excluding BTC and ETH, ready to pump the markets with much beautifully higher low stochastics and the MACD getting ready to pump. Now, this is the Bitcoin chart. What I do want to say to you is, very interestingly so, on this very strong support level, same scenario that I've just pointed out to you a few times, we have this level, and if I pull that, ironically, look at how much this level is so significant here. Look what we did here on Sunday. We made such a massive pump up here, and then today's market, we opened lower, we pulled up, and we kind of making a little bit of a doji. Honestly, I'd like to see this candle close in the green, but it depends on which chart you have with which server or exchange, and that will determine where we go. Now, I do want to point something so radically, sporadically, amazingly out to you, and you're going to probably call me a little bit crazy, but honestly, I don't care. What I do care is I want to show you what the potential scenarios of these patterns could end up looking like, right? Would you call that a flag pattern? And honestly, would you call that a pole for that flag? Forget this little resistance area here. That is the move to the upside. It started here and it finished here, right? If we have to pull this out and we have to break out up here, our next target for Bitcoin is around 165 to 180K. I would not take that off the table. And I'm saying that, look, here's your only kind of warning. And look, I think that there's massive resistance down here. Okay, I believe that we formed a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, which is quite scary because that on USDT dominance could pull us all the way back up here, which means that Bitcoin and altcoins will have exit liquidity right now, and a massive kind of pullback would happen. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't, but I don't rule it out. And I'm saying that because some of the charts do have exhaustion, but looking at where we're at, the exhaustion is also to the downside. Now, on the others, which is everything outside of the top 10 dominance, okay, which is pretty much your altcoins, right? This looks beautiful. I would expect this to break out of here, pull back, pump up here, hover here, and then crash it through here, okay? I don't know where we're going to go, but I think altcoins could definitely have a major pump, which in all honesty, I think could at the very least come somewhere up here in this region and end up looking like 28% of this entire market cap, my friends. If we were to hit $10 trillion, that would take the altcoins outside of the top 10 up to a $3 trillion market cap. If we were to hit $20 trillion market cap, that would take those same altcoins to $6 trillion. Can you imagine how much liquidity is about to come into this space, my friends? I don't think you do. And here is why. Now, this is the sweet spot about Ethereum that I've been wanting to share with you. So, the MACD is way oversold. The stochastic, way oversold. And this is on the weekly time frame. I would honestly, at a very strong upward sloping support level here with the 2 candles on the weekly time frame, making higher lows already and higher highs there. That is an indication to us that we are going to start going up and we are going to break through this level here. On Solana versus Ethereum, I'd expect us to pull back and do something like this, okay? And then honestly, I don't know what's going to happen from beyond this level. I can't tell you. I just don't know. But I presume that we could, based on previous cycle, outperform Ethereum and possibly, according to those levels, as you can see, it's quite a nice channel that we're developing, right? And we could possibly come up to the 1.618, which would make one Solana be approximately worth 1.1, call it 2, okay? 0.12. 0.12. Now, let's consider all of this, my friends. If we have to say that Ethereum, for whatever reason, gets up to, and I want to get this calculator out for us, right? Let's say Ethereum went right up to 10,000, okay? And we had to say, well, Solana is going to be times 0.12. That would make one Solana worth about $1,200, right? Okay, you see where I'm going with all of this, my friends? There are ways to calculate how we could see the market hitting that. If it was to hit the top there, and in fact, why don't we go with Tom Lee? Because it's only $500 more. Tom Lee says 16,000, right? We have to times this by 0.12. Solana could be at $1,920 a Solana. I think that's quite a reasonable ask on Solana. And at that point, my friends, if you had whatever 10 Solana, you'd literally be able to then buy a whole Ethereum at that point, more or less, okay? Maybe a little bit more than a whole Ethereum, but you see what it is that I'm saying? We have so much value ahead of us. And honestly, with the USDT market cap continuing to go up, this is following US M2 money supply. Now, my friends, just remember, I did share this meme coin with you the other day, Bitty, okay? It is somewhat holding this level, okay? Look at this level that it's really starting to hold, okay? I'd expect us to continue to hold this level. Look at the way that it is holding. Now, honestly, I can remove these lines here because those don't count anymore. And I could probably add a little bit of that there right now. Okay, look at the level that I expect us, probably by the 26th of August, which is tomorrow. I expect us to have a breakout, whether it's to the downside or to the upside. If it's to the downside, I don't expect us to come lower than this. If it's to the upside, my friends, we are going to see a huge candle. I think we'll probably see, boom, straight up here, hard pullback, and then pump up. Okay, my friends, don't miss out on this opportunity. Okay, go check that out in these videos over here. I showed you in meme season about those coins. I've been showing you for days and days and days now. Make sure to use my Bybit link down in the description of this video below. Come and trade with me, okay? And have a look here. Let's go and have a look. I always reveal my trades, whether they're in the positive or not. Trump is down, okay? It's bleeding. Dogecoin is up, AVAX up, Bitcoin is up, ADA's up. Say is bleeding a little bit. Pepe is down quite a bad amount. Solana's up. Algorand is still up. Toncoin is down just ever so slightly at kind of break even. Ethereum is still very much up. Sonic is down a little bit. Render is down a little bit. Link is holding up super strong. XRP down a little bit. Rune down a little bit. Illuvium is bleeding to death there at 66, minus 66. Pengu's down a little bit. Virtual's down a little bit. Injective down a little bit. So I'll add more to those positions as I see a significant change in the candles up here. Just so that you're aware, I do have some liquidity on the sideline ready to add more to these positions so that it pulls those levels down. Usually you buy in the red, not in the green. Okay, so injective down, epic bleeding a little bit. Hey man, so I'd say 55% of my trades are in the green and 45% are in the red, my friends. So I'm not afraid of this right now. When I'm seeing charts, honestly, that look like this, what an opportunity of a lifetime to be able to rebuy back at these levels right here. Like, and it's not that far down, right? But honestly, this is the start of the open of the Bollinger Band, my friends. You have no idea what's coming. So if you want to know, make sure you're subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community, and I truly appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that notification bell so that you know when the next one comes out. Make sure to smash and obliterate that thumbs up, and take care of yourself right now, because on the next one, I want to know if you want me to make a portfolio scenario video for you, 1,000, 5,000, and 10,000. Let me know down in the comments below. See you on the next one.